All right, so I know that remakes and different versions of stories is something that Hollywood has been doing since, Silent went to talkies, but Ben-Hur is Ben-Hur. So I wonder why take on such a classic material? What did you see? Obviously, once I saw the movie, I know, but if you could talk about the process of taking it on.
Absolutely. Well, when we first read the script written by John Ridley, who won the Oscar for 12 Years a Slave, it was just such a page-turner. It's an amazing story. I think it's probably the reason that that it has been revisited over the years since the original book written in 1880 by Lew Wallace, Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ. It's such an extraordinary story because on the one hand, it gives us the opportunity to tell a big, epic, action-adventure story with all of the ingredients that a modern-day audience expects to see on the screen. And on the other hand, it holds deep in the heart of it a story about forgiveness and reconciliation, a story that we need in our world now more than ever.
Yes, that is true. But Tim is such an inspired choice as a director. If you could talk about, not casting him, but selecting him to sort of undertake to make that happen.
Yeah, he really likes things that are gritty, and rather than distancing the audience to sit back away, he wants to draw you into the screen and have that movement of camera movement and to make you, it's a real modern feeling, a young audience who have never even heard of Ben-Hur. I mean, let's face it, most people under 35 say Ben-Hur, they have no clue. They're going to get to experience this epic chariot race, this epic story, but in a very intimate way, and Timor provided that.
That's one of the things that impressed me the most, and also in the way the figure of Jesus is handled in this version. So talk about Rodrigo, because I felt he didn't play him otherworldly. Is his strength of faith. So if you could talk about casting him and
absolutely. Well, one big difference from the 1959 movie, I think, is just how Christ is represented. In that movie, we only saw sometimes shot over Jesus' shoulder. Occasionally we caught the bottom of his robe. We made a real decision here to have the character of Jesus show up as a man, as a strong man, physical presence, so we would understand the real relationship that he has with Judah Ben-Hur, so that when Judah comes as a broken person, having finally got the revenge that he thought would leave him feeling triumphant, but he's felt emptier than ever. It isn't until he has that moment in front of the cross and he hears Jesus say, "Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing," that he finally understands. Rodrigo Santoro in the role is absolutely beautiful. He brings a strength, a passion, and an honesty to his work. He approached the role respectfully, and but it isn't. There aren't angels surrounding him. He's not some ethereal character moving through this film. He's the son. He's the son of God, yes, but also the Son of Man, and you see him here in his humanity, and it's very, very moving.
If you could talk about, because I was thinking of how I was going to phrase the question. It was kind of the message of the movie, and one of the things that I liked about is that it doesn't feel like, oh, here's a message. It's protected by little nuanced moments. And I know everybody's going to talk about the chariot because it's amazing. But as producers, do you feel you had to protect those moments in between the fantastic set pieces? You could talk about that.
Absolutely. The message of Jesus and forgiveness in particular is so needed right now. The world is hurting, especially the United States right now, and revenge doesn't provide happiness. Reconciliation, forgiveness is the only way, and that is nuanced through this movie, and so you don't feel like you're being led down a path. You naturally feel that forgiveness is right as you feel it, and you feel emotionally at the end of this movie, and we're so grateful to have been able to provide this to the world.
Yeah, we are, and I think you're absolutely right that people come to the movies, they want to be entertained. They're not coming to the movies for a message. Sometimes you can get maybe your message at church. This is, first and foremost, a huge, epic action-adventure movie, but it holds closely like a Trojan horse, a message about forgiveness and reconciliation. We've been on this movie for a couple of years. We're on the final lap. We're galloping towards the finish line, and we're super excited to finally get to share Ben-Hur with the entire world.
You guys did a fantastic job, so pleasure talking to you.